Stop. It's Rupert. I'll read another book for you today. It's picture book. It's fresh. Can you hear the background? It's Apache by the Bongo Rock, incredible bongo band. Right, so there's a tribute to DJ Kool Herc and the birth of hip hop, the birth of the DJ and the MC. Right, rocking the party. Let me share with you this picture book today. In front of the book, when the beat was born, DJ Kool Herc and the creation of hip hop. Written by Laban Perrick Hill, illustrated by Theodore Taylor III. Apache, dance, dance, time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mr. Rupert, gonna read to you and you and you, dance, dance. To you, and you, dance. Yeah. Ah, my B-boys dance. Cut. All right, let's start this storybook. Oh. All right. So always read to the kids, right? When you love a book, read it more than 3 times, right? Borrow your books from the library before you buy it. Sometimes some of these books cost a lot, right? You buy like $19, right? In the store, right? It's beautiful, right? It's a good way to identify more words, to appreciate art, to hear about a story. Let me fix my camera. To hear about a story with appreciation of the topic, right? So this DJ Kool Herc, he was a DJ whose family migrated from the West Indies and settled in New York, right? Immigrant family that made waves, in the United States, right? Is a household name. Was there during the birth of hip hop, right? Celebrating urban culture, Black heritage, Cuban heritage, Caribbean heritage, right? Things of that nature, right? Island vibes, just appreciation of just music and connecting through music, right? And sharing differences and adding to the fabric of America, right? Cheers. So every time I read to the kids, to my kids and other kids, I get comfortable. So get in a comfortable spot when you read books. I like to take off the sleeve, right? Because sometimes it just kind of gets in the way for me, right? But this is the back of the book. What does it look like? Books, Libros? Yeah, what is that? Yeah. Records, vinyl, right? They look like cities, right? What is this? Huh? Computer? It's a speaker. Big speakers. There's a DJ. It looks like a big building. And there's a character here sitting on top of the back part of a speaker that looks like the rooftop of a building. Right? See? That cool. That's the back of the book. When you get to the back of the book, there's when you say, "Mommy, Daddy, more books, please. More. Okay, so when the beat was born, DJ Kool Herc and the creation of hip hop, and we don't stop. Okay, let's begin. So, when the beat was born, DJ Kool Herc and the creation of hip hop, and we don't stop. Please stop. There's a record player. See how big it is, right? It's the living room of DJ Kool Herc. Ever close your eyes and then you just hear music or feel music? Right? If you're not able to whistle, you could sing la 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 la. When you practice your lips, you'll be able to blow out a tune, right? La 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 la. That's what DJ Kool Herc's doing in his living room, right? Singing along to the music, right? He's pretending he's playing the saxophone or the trumpet. Right? So Clive loved music. So this Clive, DJ Kool Herc. It didn't matter what kind. Whatever it was, a wah-wah scat of a jiving trumpet, a sorrowful twang of sad voice, or the belting boom of a gospel singer, little Clive loved the way sound thumped and bumped all the way down to his stomach. He loved the way the music made his feet go hip, hop, hop, hippity, hop, hip, hop, hop, hippity, hop, 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 hip, hop, hop, hippity, hop, 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 right? Like the heart, hip, hop, hippity, hop, hip, hip, hop, hop, hop. Yeah, the beat of your heart, right? Like he's short, right? So he had to stand on crates to look over what's going on over there. What's the man doing, right? He's like, what's the man doing? Let's read the words. Okay. Little Clive lived in Kingston, Jamaica. Little Clive lived in Kingston, Jamaica. His hero was a DJ named King George, who threw the biggest and baddest house parties in the neighborhood of Somerset Lane. On Saturday nights, everyone who was anybody made their way to Somerset Lane for King George's hot dance parties. Right? So that was an influence to DJ Kool Herc, to little Clive. Right? Was the neighbor or someone in the neighborhood that just played music for everybody. See, look, before there was streaming, right? So this DJ had to bring out all his equipment, all his speakers and record player and all of his records that he would buy over time. So it was his collection. He would bring it out. Look how big it is. He had carts, right, to bring everything out. So little Clive was too young to go to the parties. So he went to the house when King George and his friend were setting up during the day. They'd arrive pushing a big old handcart stacked with crates of records. Clive had never seen so many records, right? So many records, so many records. Look, it's like the back of the book. See all those records? Looks like a big city. Let's read. He imagined himself as a DJ, surrounded by all those records, choosing just the right song to get the party jamming. He saw himself toasting like a DJ, talking and singing over the instrumental B-side of records. Clive dreamed of everyone's feet going hip, hop, hip, hip, hop, hippity, hop, hip, hip, hop, hippity, hop, hip, hip, hop, hippity, hop. See the DJ again? Little Clive really wanted to be a DJ. Yeah. And I was a kid too, right? I wanted to be a DJ, right? I wanted equipment. I wanted to collect records. I wanted to be on the mic saying, get up on your feet, throw your hands in the air, and throw them if you just don't care. If you ride with me, everyone say, oh yeah. Right? Oh yeah. Right? Parties are fun. Parties are fun. It brings people together. See, look at the streets. Let's find out where this is at. Right? What city is this? See the signs? Shoes, market, right? What's that? A pizza parlor, a pizza shop. There's a Clydel's Deli, the deli over here. When little Clive was 13, he joined his mama in New York City. Clive wasn't sure he liked his new neighborhood in the Bronx. It was cold. He had to wear a silly winter hat with ear flaps, and everyone made fun of him. Right? He grew up in the warmth, right? He didn't like the cold. He had to wear all these clothing, right? He had to button up, and he would wear, beach attire, clothes for when it's hot, right? So he stood out because look, everyone's used to the cold. Not little Clive. This is still new to him, right? So people made fun of him. That's not nice, right? It's not nice to make fun of people. He got older. What are they playing? Baseball? Football? Soccer? Football? No, they're playing basketball. Playing basketball. 1-on-1. A basketball hoop. This is like a schoolyard or a park yard basketball hoop, right? The big buildings. But Clive did find one thing besides music that made him feel like he belonged: sports. He ran track and lifted weights. He played basketball at the neighborhood playground. Soon little Clive was no longer little. He had grown to 6'5" tall. How old was he? Doesn't say. Right, he was tall already. Right? He called himself Cool as Clyde after his favorite basketball player, Walt Clyde Frazier. But the kids on the basketball court took one look at his size and called him Hercules. Clive cut the name short to Herc and then added Cool to make it just right. Kool Herc. Kool Herc. Kool Herc. The best part of being big was that he could go with his mama to neighborhood house parties where he listened to the hottest tunes and danced like crazy. Clive loved these parties. They were just like the ones he stood outside of in Somerset Lane, right? So people were gathering together, right? And they looked like him, or maybe there were people that didn't look like him. It felt like home to him, right? It made his new home in the Bronx, New York, made it feel like he was back in Jamaica, in Kingston, right? In Kingston, Jamaica. Well, look, is he watching TV? No, he's imagining imagining how grand the speakers are, right? Maybe it wasn't that big, but to young Clive, it was the biggest thing in his life at that time, right? The record player and the sound was just so big. One day, Kool Herc's father bought a monster sound system with giant 6-foot speakers. Maybe it was big. Instead of a really big sound coming from the speakers, a little mumbling sound trickled out. Kool Herc spent days switching wires and plugging things into other things until one day, the sound was big, 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 big. Not just big like Kool Herc, but big, 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 like an entire block in the Bronx. Right? So there's no YouTube yet then, right? You just had to figure it out. He didn't call anybody to say, the sound is muffled. He figured it out, right? It's his gift. He figured it out. How to make sound big, big, big. Right? Well, there. DJ Kool Herc, right? The birth of DJ Kool Herc. Kool Herc and his little sister Cindy rented the rec room in their housing project in Sedgwick Avenue. They hand wrote invitations telling everybody when and where to get their groove on. They posted cards around the neighborhood. They set up their father's sound system. On the night of the party, everybody who was anybody made their way to Sedgwick Avenue for Kool Herc's hot dance party. So did you get that? So Kool Herc and his sister Cindy, they would have to draw the invitation, right? He didn't have access to a copy machine, during that time. I don't even know if that was everywhere. There was no Kinko's yet, right? So him and his sister had to draw and write every single invitation. They would make posters to put around the neighborhood, right? To put around their apartment building, right? And then they had the party downstairs in their recreational room, right? Isn't that cool? It's a mixer, 2 turntables, right? Headphone wire, okay. DJ Kool Herc noticed that dancers danced crazy hard during the breaks in the song when the lyrics ended and the music bumped and thumped. Herc knew that's what dancers wanted, so he plugged in 2 turntables instead of 1. He put the same record on both turntables. He set it up so that when one record ended its breaks, he could flip over the other turntable and play it again, doing this over and over. He made a 10-second break last for 10, 15, and even 20 minutes or more. So some records are 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So Kool Herc used 2 of the identical records. One would play, and as the record was about to end, he started the same exact record. So he would make a 3-minute song into a 20-minute song without dropping a beat, like a continuous beat. right? He wouldn't stop and then play, right? So Kool Herc, they say, was the first to invent this method of continuous music, you know, with two turntables and two records, right? By manipulating or using the mixer, right? Turning it at a certain speed, when to turn it, when to fade out one turntable to allow the other one to come in without skipping a beat, right? Hip, hop, hippity hop, hip, hip, hippity hop, right? Next. Yeah, look, he's throwing a party. Herc remembered the way DJs in Jamaica would chant and toast over the music. He started calling out the names of his friends during the breaks, like, what's up, what's up? Bronx in the house, Brooklyn, stand up, Harlem, what's up? Like, I see you, right? So that's how it starts, right? When you see people, hey, I see you, what's happening? Right? That's the MC, the master of ceremonies. They would say, how you doing out there? Are you dancing? Get up off your feet. Right? That's what the DJs and the MCs would say. There goes my mellow. Copeland Rock in the house. There goes my mellow. Clark Kent. OG Clark Kent in the house. There goes my mellow. Timmy Tim in the house. There goes my mellow. Bombada. Everybody loved hearing his or her name called out over the music. He'd compliment people on their dance moves. He'd talk about the music and send shout outs. He'd make up little raps like jump rope rhymes he heard on the playground. Or he would call, hey, Mike on the lights, make like a strobe. Hey, hey, Mike on the lights, make like a strobe. And Mike would flip the switch on and off again, like a strobe light switch. Right? It would go with the beat. You have to use what you have, right? You don't have lights, you don't have special lights, you don't have a strobe light, right? You don't want the place too big, or I mean you don't want the lights too bright, right? You're still gonna have that, darkness to like feel the music and to like zone out and just feel the music, right? You just feel the music. Look, right? The summer party. Isn't that cool? The B-boys and the B-girls, the DJs and the MCs, right? All the kids and the people of the neighborhood. That look fun. Over the next year, he took his parties to the streets and parks of the Bronx. He plugged his sound system into the lamppost. They pulled so much power that the street lights dimmed the perfect lighting for the street party. Yeah, so lights are important. Kool Herc's music made everyone happy. Even street gangs wanted to dance, not fight. Gangs like the Savage Skulls, the Glory Stompers, the Blue Diamonds, the Black Cats, and the Black Spades turned into break-dancing crews who performed some of the slickest moves. So instead of fighting, right, they just dance and see who was the better dancer. And it's a workout. So even though they may be angry doing the dancing and the moves, it makes you happy because you're exercising, right? You're moving, you're letting, and then you're feeling the beat and you feel good. And at the end, right, if they're angry with a group of strangers at the end, like, man, that was good moves you did, right? You become friends. So a group of kids that hate another group of kids because they don't know them, by sharing something in common, create a connection where they get to know each other. And that's the beauty of b-boys, hip-hop dancers, right? Break dancers, b-boys. So Herc called the coolest dancers break dancers, or b-boys, because they love to dance the breaks. When Herc would find a really good break, he'd shout, b-boys, go down. Then the break dancers would cut and jump their gymnastics. Hey, check this out. The top rock, the down rock, the windmill, one-handed handstand, freeze, the turtle, the suicide, the worm. Ever did the worm? The worm. Right? It's a big breakdancing moves. Yeah. Isn't that cool? And you can look up, YouTube videos on how to do it. Right? the oldest to the youngest person. There's a dance move for you, right? And he got older, right? Got older. So Herc gathered a crew of friends to rap behind his DJing. So the creation of rapping, right? The creation of rapping over the beat. So again, Kirk gathered a crew of friends to rap behind his DJing. He invited Kool Herc, a Jamaican friend, to rap. He called him his master of ceremonies, or MC. Coke knew all about toasting like Jamaican DJs. He was the first of Herc's crew of MCs called the Herculoids. So maybe the Herculoids, right? A crew of beat makers and rhyme sayers. Herc would introduce them with a rap. You rock and you don't stop. And this is the sounds of the DJ Kool Herc and the sound system you're listening to is what we call the Herculoids. Right? That's what he was saying. And people around the neighborhood, outside the neighborhood, would come and see DJ Kool Herc. Right? He started to become a legend. What's that? Fat Five Freddy, maybe. Fabulous Fat Five Freddy. He was also a pioneer in hip hop and art. And okay. Soon, kids from all over New York City came to see DJ Kool Herc, who threw the biggest and baddest parties on Sedgwick Avenue. African Bambaataa, Grandmaster Flash, Jazzy Jeff, and a dozen of others all wanted to be DJs, just like Kool Herc, right? So remember Kool Herc, when he was a kid, he would see the DJ of the neighborhood, and it inspired him to play music and bring people together by playing music from around the world. He wasn't just playing music from Jamaica. He was playing music from around the world, right? He would mix it in. That's how he would bring people together, right? Especially people of color, right? People of color, which is important because this unifies and supports communities, right? There's no story can't be told. There's no horse that can't be rode. No bull can't be stopped. And ain't a disco we can't rock. Herc, Herc, who's the man with the master plan from the land of Gracie Grace? Herc, Herc, Herc. DJ Kool Herc. Kool Herc. The legendary DJ Kool Herc. The godfather of hip hop. Herc didn't just rock the block. He put the hip hop hop, hippity hop into the world's heartbeat. Right? Hip, hip, hop, hippity hop. Hip, hip, hop, hippity hop. Hop, hip, hip, hop, hippity hop. Right? Thank you, DJ Kool Herc. Thank you, DJ Kool Herc. Right? There's a timeline. When you borrow this book from the library or buy it, there's a timeline of DJ Herc's his birth. Timeline of DJ Kool Herc's DJ's his sister's birthday at 1520 Sedgwick Avenue. So this is a timeline of his first DJ gig to 1986. The Beastie Boys hit album Licensed to Ill on Def Jam represents hip hop becoming fully mainstream. I didn't know that was on there. So the Beastie Boys, right? Influenced by DJ Kool Herc and many before them, right? So I present to you the new beat. When the beat was born, DJ Kool Herc and the creation of hip hop. Hip, hip, hop, hippity, hippity, hop. Hip, hip, hop, hippity, hippity, hop. Hip, hip, hop, hippity, hippity, hop. Ooh, don't stop the beat. Don't stop the beat, Mr. Rupert. I'm going to keep reading these fun books, okay, to entertain you and the young ones to appreciate three things that bring us together: music, food, laughter. Peace.